find a comfortable position. No, we're going to switch it up. Lay down. Just on your back in the Shavasana pose. What? We're starting with the finishing pose? What? Just extending the legs away from your body. Putting your arms in about a 45-degree angle away from the body. Letting the hand palms face up. And try to make sure that you're not touching any props at this point. And then just try to see what it's like to just lie down. How does it feel? Is it easy to breathe? Or did you just have a very big meal and it's very weird to lie down right now? How does the floor feel? Is it hard or soft? And then I'm gently going to guide you through the body, head to toe. And try to see if you can relax the body and also see if you can feel what it's like for that body part to be in this position. We start with the crown of the head, noticing the back of the head, your forehead, space in between your eyebrows themselves, your temples, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your lips, your tongue and your mouth. Noticing your throat, your neck, noticing your shoulder blades on the floor, your shoulder joints, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, your wrists, your hands, and your fingers. Noticing your armpits, your chest, your ribs, and your belly, your upper back, middle of your back, your lower back, and your butt touching the floor, your lower belly, your pelvic area, your hip joints, upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your heels on the floor, your feet, and your toes. Now the entire body is relaxed. And if you can feel any tension or any other body parts that need a little bit of attention, just try to see if you can go to that body part. Breathing in, creating a little bit of space, and breathing out, letting go. Placing your hands on your lower belly, try to breathe towards your hands. Try and make every in-breath just a little bit deeper and every out-breath just a little bit longer. Maybe you notice that right now there are still quite a bit of thoughts or ideas running around. Maybe there's still some tingling in your body of the energy that's moving around. Maybe you notice that there are quite a bit of emotions or still a go, go, go attitude in the body or the mind. And as you're breathing in and out, see how all of this is just a temporary state. It's a temporary state of the body and a temporary state of the mind. And that for the next hour, there is nowhere for you to go, and there's nothing for you to do. All you need to do is be right here and right now, connecting to your in-breath and to your out-breath, and becoming familiar with this cycle. Maybe now you start to notice that as you're calming your breath, the thoughts, the emotions, and the body follow suit. We're gently letting go of the day thus far and noticing this quality time that we spend with our body and our breath. Breathing in, try to hug the knees into the chest. And breathing out, pull the knees a little bit closer. Start to feel the pressure on the lower back due to the weight of the legs being hugged in. Try to keep your shoulders on the floor as we come into this first pose. And see what happens to your breath here. As you inhale, you might feel the expansion of the breath onto your upper legs, your belly onto your upper legs. And you might feel a little bit of compression there. The belly pressing on the upper legs and the upper legs pressing back onto the belly. And as you still stay with a deep in-breath, where does the breath move? Now that it is sort of restricted from moving all the way down into your lower belly. Maybe it expands a little more to the sides, to your waist, or maybe even to your upper body, chest, or the upper back. Maybe you notice how the breath travels to your lower back, pushing you up from the ground just a little bit. And now that we have been concentrating on the in-breath, try to see what happens on the out-breath. Can you feel a release or a relaxation? Or do you just notice your knees falling in a little as your belly is compressing? And try to see if you can feel the change, following the entire in-breath until it turns into an out-breath, and following the entire out-breath until it turns into an in-breath. Try to see if you can relax the entire body. And if there are still some challenging thoughts or maybe some distracting thoughts, see if you can bring yourself back towards your breath. And give yourself a mental pat on the back for noticing the distraction. Now that we're in this position, try to see if you can bring your arms in a T shape. And on the exhale, letting the knees fall towards the right side. Try and keep the knees on top of one another. And if it helps to scoot your bum over just a little bit to the left side, please do so. And if you need a pillow in between your legs or underneath your legs, please use it. And then as you come into this pose, try to look into your left hand, completing the entire twist from head to your tailbone. And try to see if you can reconnect with your breath, noticing what this change did to your breath. Maybe you notice that now your left side is expanding as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, what parts of the body are touching the floor? What parts are sinking into the floor? Are there any body parts talking to you at this point? Any points of tightness, or maybe even that are a little sore? Maybe you have been standing all day or behind a computer, behind your desk. What parts of your body need that little attention? You try not to get frustrated for any parts that are tight. You're just acknowledging the body for what is right now. Feeling a sense of gratitude for the body, keeping us safe and keeping us whole for this part of our life. And noticing how it's supporting us during these exercises. During the inhale, try to see if you can feel any points where the muscles are still a little tense. And as you exhale, try to see if you can let go of that tension, making it that your body is sinking more and more into this pose and into the floor with each exhale, each breath cycle. And this could even be you noticing that there's a little gripping or a little tension that we hold in our toes. And just try to let go of that tension. Or in the shoulders. Maybe even in between the eyebrows. Or the jaw. With the next inhale, we bring the knees towards the ceiling. We scoot over just a little bit to the right side. And with the next exhale, we let the knees drop towards the left side. Again, trying to keep the knees together on top of one another. And if it helps, you can even scoot over to the right side just a little bit more. And then we look into the right hand. We use the twist to help the body digest, to massage the intestines. As we get back in contact with our breath, noticing how the inhale changes the pose, and how the exhale changes the pose. Try and see if you can listen to your own breath going in and out. Maybe it helps you to create a little ocean breath, making a small contraption at the back of the throat, creating this Darth Vader, especially for you, Darren, Darth Vader sound. This ocean breath that helps our mind to calm down, helps our mind to become more single-minded, more focused. And it's almost like a meditative sound. As we scan the body again, trying to look for any points of tightness, as we let go more and more. Did you already check your jaw, the shoulders, and even your hip joints, your pelvic area? And then go more and more. Using the next inhale to bring the knees back up towards the ceiling, planting the feet firmly on the floor, and taking our pillow, or if we weren't using one, so then you're grabbing one. And on the inhale, we're going to get the lower back flush with the mat. And on the exhale, we're going to peel our sit bones out. We're going to shine our hip bones towards the ceiling. Place the pillow underneath our bum. I hope that's not too high for you, Irene. Just check it out. And then lying down back onto the pillow and trying to relax the entire body. Feeling a little bit more pressure on your upper back. But if the pressure for any reason gets too much, then please try and place a pillow underneath your shoulders or lower the pillow that's under your bum. Try to remain with the neck straight, looking up towards the ceiling. And then you can decide to place your hands either on your belly or just away from the body, or maybe on your chest if that's what you like, or on your ribs. Either way is fine, as long as you can relax the shoulders, relax your entire body. If you notice that you're still holding quite a bit of tension in your legs for whatever reason, you can also decide to walk your feet a little wider and let the knees drop in towards one another to let that all relax. And again, we become aware of our breath. In this small and supported back bend. See if you can make contact with your pelvis, your pelvic area. And trying to get our breath to our lower belly. And as always, we're trying to breathe towards the areas of tightness, to create space on the inhale and to let go on the exhale. And especially in all these poses in which we lie on our mat, we lie on our back, I always think it's easy to envision that you're breathing towards the area and then letting it relax into the floor, like all the tension sort of seeps into the floor, into the earth. We don't need it anymore, and the earth is very capable of taking care of that energy, letting it all sort of drip down. Are you okay, Erin? Okay. And try to deepen the next couple of breaths using a little sound on the exhale. So as we breathe in, we really fill up, fill up, fill up. And as we exhale, we doing this 2 more times. Inhaling. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling. Awesome. Using the next inhale to lift your shoulders just a little bit so you can scoot up just a little. And then we're going to hug the knees into the chest. Noticing how this feels a little different now that we're still on a cushion. And if it's too much on your shoulder blades, please come back a little. If you would like, then you can roll a little side to side, massaging the upper back as well as the lower back, just the hair. But especially if you're on a high pillow, please be careful. Awesome. Using the next inhale to lift the feet up in the air. Noticing how all the blood travels down. And try to find that sweet spot. So we're looking for this point in space where we're not really using our thigh muscles, nor are we using our abs to keep our legs up. So if you use either of those, then please shift the pillow until you find that sweet spot where you don't have to use any of those. And it's always a little counterintuitive, but I think it was that if you push the pillow further away, your feet are gonna fall in towards your face and the other way around. So see if you can find that spot. And remember to relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Noticing what this pose does, how it feels to have the blood sort of flow away from your feet towards your pelvic area. And for this one, it counts to say, do as I say, not as I do. And try to breathe towards your lower belly again. If your legs start shaking, then welcome that little shake. As we know, this is all the tension, maybe even some emotion that is leaving the body. And we don't really need that. Just let it go. However, if your legs are shaking, try to see if you can feel where the shaking is coming from. Where does it start? Where is it rooted? Is that all the way down in your pelvic area, or is it one of your muscles? With the next exhale, letting the feet both fall down, a little thump. Awesome. Okay, taking the pillow out underneath your arm. As we're gonna grab the knee creases, sorry, that's what it is. Now we're gonna just sort of scoot ourselves up. If you want to roll over your back a couple of times, you're more than welcome to. And then we come all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together. And as always, if you start to notice that your back is rounding already, just try and sit up on a little pillow. Or double up on your mat. Or a cushion or whatever you need. And today we're gonna straighten our back on the inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna fold forward. But this time we're gonna try and keep our back straight. And we know that our neck is an extension of our back. So we're trying to keep everything straight. You're gonna notice this in your groin area. So if for any reason that is too much today, then grab your fluffy pillows and put them underneath your knees for support so that everything can relax. And start to notice where your breath is at. If you notice for any reason that you get uncomfortable, then try to see what happens if you move your feet a little bit away or a little bit closer to your pelvic area. And now that you're here anyway, see if you can massage your feet with your thumbs, with your fingers, just gently massaging the tops, maybe the soles of your feet, and even your toes if you want to. See what feels nice. Connect to your feet. Also remember to breathe. Noticing the stretch of your lower belly, the lower back. Using the next inhale to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. As we're going to bring a little movement and rolling the shoulders. Bringing them up on the inhale and scooting them back on the exhale. And then reversing direction for a couple of cycles. As we bring the shoulders back to stillness. Extending the right arm forward. And then folding it over to the left side. As we bring our forearm of our left arm onto the right arm, but making sure that we're not on the elbow of that right arm, because we want to skip the joints. So it can be in front or it can be behind the elbow joint. And try and breathe into your chest and your upper back area for these couple of minutes. Noticing maybe a little change due to us breathing into our chest area. Does it bring up any thoughts or any emotions? Using the next exhale to let go of this pose. And using the inhale to bring up the left arm and fold it over. And again, hooking the other arm and avoiding the elbow. Again, breathing into the chest, into the upper back. Feeling the expansion, maybe a couple of vertebrae that are talking to you, a little popping or something. And using the next out breath to let go. Awesome. Now we're going to extend that right arm again. We're going to use the left hand to grab the fingers, or maybe just a little bit above the fingers. And then we're going to let that palm come down, stretching the back of your forearm. Is that a thing? The top of your forearm. Yeah, this part. Yeah. And try to remember to breathe. This time we can go back to the breathing into the lower belly. And again, maybe you notice a shift from doing that. Next inhale, we're going to grab the hand, but now we're going to turn the palm to face the camera. Stretching your forearm, the lower part of your forearm. And see if you can not stress the fingers too much. So if you're really doing it like this, you might notice more of a stretch in your hand as well. But see if you can, see what works, because I noticed that it's a little different from hand to hand as well. So if this gives you a big enough stretch, then try and see if you can use the palm. And if you feel like you want a little more, you can use the fingers. And again, try to connect to your breath. And breathe. Letting go on the exhale and rolling the shoulders a couple of times. Maybe alternating, letting go. Awesome. Extending the left arm as we turn the palm down, grabbing the fingers and stretching the top part of our forearm. See if you can keep the shoulders away from your ears. Is it hard to see, Darren, or is it anything else? Remember to breathe. Using the next inhale to extend the palm to face the camera, or at least to place away from you. And remembering to breathe again, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And exhaling, letting go. Awesome. Shake it out a little. Maybe do like this. Find your way to shake it out. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to move towards the legs. So we're going to place our right foot in front of us. Our right shin is going to come shining forward, or whatever works for you. And then we're going to grab the left ankle and turn it back. And see what you can do. The aim is to get the knee in about a 40-degree angle and stretching the inside here as well. But if that's too much today, then you can bring the heel a little closer. I'll try and show you from another angle. So we're getting this foot out here, and then we're going to try to get this foot here. But if that's too much, you're going to keep it a little closer. Awesome. Was that clear, Yvonne, or should I show again? Okay, good. Is there a question, Elena, or you're good? Awesome. And try and see if you can breathe towards your pelvic area, towards your lower belly, really down, down, down. And then we're keeping a little bit of awareness in that left foot, protecting our knee. And then you want to breathe. You want to know what to do with your hands, or is it okay? It doesn't really matter. There's even if some people feel like they want a little bit more of a challenge, yeah, it's something similar to that. If you want a little challenge and you want to stretch out your upper body a little more, we can. Let me see, is this easy or is this? Yeah, do it this way. So you want to extend your right arm and let the palm face down. And we're going to swim it all the way around until you can't reach any further. We're going to hinge by pointing the hand palm back, and then really hinge from the elbow. You're going to try to see if you can place your palm as far up your back as you can. And then you're going to just fold the other arm towards it. And see where you get. It's too far and it's too far. Don't grab. You can also decide to use a strap for it if you want. And you get a little bit more of a reach when you go down. Now I'm doing it the wrong way around. Great. And then you can just grab the belt if you want. So then you got more space, way more space. You asked for it. But if that's too much, then it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Just try to see if you can keep with your breath. And see if you can feel the stretch here in your, sort of the groin area from your left groin towards your knee. Awesome. And just like in every other pose, see what happens, what changes on the in-breath, what changes on the out-breath. Where are the areas of tightness and how can you let them go? Breathing into them, letting go. Using the exhale to let everything go. And bringing that left foot in front once again. Then we place the left shin in front of us and we're gonna, either help your foot or just pull it back, the right leg. And then we also need to switch with the hands. So this time we're gonna extend our left hand, face it down, something like that. You do Vogue, okay. Then turn all the way until you can't do no more. Hinge from the elbow and grabbing the strap or folding the hand, grabbing your fingers, whichever works. And try to see if you can keep the head upright, because some people have the tendency to fold forward with their head because their arm is in the way, or try to see if you can extend that elbow away from the head. And try to breathe towards your pelvic area, feeling the stretch. And connecting. Remembering that our pelvic area and our jaw are connected. So now that we're stretching our pelvic area and our groin, try to check in with your jaw every couple breaths to see if that's still relaxed. Noticing the inhale and noticing the exhale. Breathing in real deep and then letting go on the exhale. Pulling the leg back. And I love that. We're going to do that. Shaking out the legs, maybe rolling a little left to right, or maybe to and from, whichever works for you today. Awesome. Well, since I don't want you guys to miss out, we're going to do a pose, but I can't do it today, so you guys are going to do it while I'm not doing it. So you just want to extend the legs away from you. We're going to do a forward fold. Especially for the guys, please sit up on a pillow. Make sure that the lower back is not rounding. I can tell that I need so much more today. So I'm gonna sit up real high, extending the legs. What you want to do is inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, folding forward, but really from the hip area. So we're not trying to reach further with the arms. We're just helping our back to extend so that we can keep it sort of straight. Looking forward, inhaling and exhaling, you can start to round the back a little to relax it, as we want to keep it all relaxed. And I think, Irene, you're not sitting on your pillow, right? So you can place your pillow here if you want, and you can, yeah, I noticed that's, but then you have it spare, so you can use it on your yeah, and you can lie down on it. Most other people don't have spare stuff anymore. To keep it closer to your belly, or yeah, something like that. Yeah, awesome. So you can sort of relax into it. Yeah, so it's holding some of your weight. Awesome. Oh yeah, Yvonne has everything. Sorry, forgot about that. Darren, you're doing great. And just folding forward. And try and breathe towards that lower belly area. Might be a little restricted from what we're doing right now. Yvonne, if you don't have to, then try not to use the strap. Just let it be. Because we want to use that relaxation instead of pulling us towards. Awesome. Breathing into our lower belly. And if our mind is telling us we're not doing a whole lot, that's perfectly fine. We're relaxing the body, working with the relaxation to stretch the fascia. And only if we let go of all the muscle tension, we are reaching deeper into the fascia. Breathing deeply in and breathing deeply out. Noticing the sound of your own breath. And if you get distracted, just try to bring yourself back to your breath. Using next inhale to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. And then it's up to you. You can decide to either sit in a meditative pose or come into Shavasana. Either way is fine. Take your time. And I see all Shavasana. No judgment. Ah, awesome, Darren. Gotcha. And then as you're there, try to feel what all the poses have done for your body. Does your body feel calmer than when we started? Are your thoughts calmer? Maybe you notice some movement of energy in the form of tingling, warmth, or cold sensations. Noticing how the poses worked on your body and your mind. Try to see once again if you can let go of the tension in your jaw. Let go of the tension in your shoulders and your upper back. Tension in your belly, in your pelvic area, and in your groin. And letting go of the tension in your legs. Maybe even the gripping of your toes. Just relaxing the entire body into the floor. And as you breathe in and out, try to envision that the breath is washing away all the things you don't need anymore. Now it's washing them into the floor, cleansing you of everything that was negative, everything that was hard, or anything you have to let go of. And if you can, try to bring your attention to your heart space, breathing in and out slowly to your heart space. And now, just for a couple of minutes, let go of any attention, form of attention. And let the body relax and let the mind do whatever it needs to be doing. If it feels like thinking, let it think. And if it feels like it wants to just relax and not think about anything, then that's fine too. As you hear the bells die out, gently start to deepen your breath and bring a little movement back into your toes and into your fingers. Let this movement grow. And on your next inhale, extend the body fully from head to toe. Using the next exhale to hug the knees into the chest. And if you are ready, roll onto your right side. Using the next inhale to push yourself up with your left hand into a seated position of your choice. Remaining with the eyes closed and the gaze inward. And then I encourage you to find what you need right now. If you need to give yourself a big hug, give yourself a big hug. If you feel more like taking a couple more deep breaths, maybe you want to place your left hand on your lower belly, and your right hand on your heart space. Maybe both hands on your heart space. Try to feel what you need most. And let go of that move. And try to breathe deeply into your belly, leaving your hands in your lap or on your knees. Breathing into your pelvic area and breathing out towards the floor, towards the ground. As we once more flush the body, letting go of everything we don't need anymore. Then placing the hands in Anjali Mudra in front of our chest, prayer position, palms facing one another. As I gently bow my head and whisper to you, Namaste.